shock, heartache, and deep reflection are the emotions I felt after researching and studying over 100 Black celebrities regarding physical transformations beyond their control. Hello everyone, we are our Memory Vault, and this is the video 15 Black celebrities who became unrecognizably obese. This profoundly affected their lives, their careers, and their artistic legacies, and it might leave you in shock. This video is suitable for when you are resting, having a meal with your family, or doing housework. All information in this video is researched and gathered from multiple sources by us. If there are any mistakes, please leave a comment below to help our channel grow. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on our earliest videos. Now, let's dive right into our first figure, Oprah Winfrey. Stepping onto the pedestal of fame from a childhood of immense hardship, Oprah Winfrey is not just a television host, she is a great symbol of rising above. Generations of audiences who followed the Oprah Winfrey Show remember a Black woman with a radiant smile and an inspiring voice, always bringing healing messages to millions of souls. At the peak of her career, it seemed no barrier could stop the footsteps of this powerful woman. She was the embodiment of confidence and wisdom, an ideal role model everyone aspired to reach. However, behind those glittering stage lights was an invisible and cruel battle with her own body. In the late 80s, a thyroid condition dealt a heavy blow to her metabolism. Oprah's weight skyrocketed uncontrollably, reaching a point that left even her most loyal viewers astonished. Gaining weight did not just alter her physical appearance, but it also brought about days of deep depression. She once shared her feelings of helplessness when her body seemed to betray her, her outfits gradually became too tight, and the scrutinizing gaze of the media felt like needles piercing her mind. From the perspective of the creators at our Memory Vault, we view this event as more than just a matter of physique. It is a clear testament to how the pressure of fame can wear down the human spirit. Despite being a woman of steel on screen, Oprah still had her moments of vulnerability. Her subsequent fight to reclaim her health is a valuable lesson in resilience, reminding us that no success comes without the cost of sweat and tears. Etta James. Etta James, the Queen of Soul, with a signature, raspy and powerful voice, dedicated immortal melodies to the world's music scene that can never be erased. Her song, At Last, has played during countless momentous occasions in people's lives. In the memories of old-school music lovers, Etta was always present as a mass of intense emotion, burning passionately in every beat. Her career was a colorful painting, vibrant, but not lacking the somber tones of a performer's life. However, entering the twilight of her career, personal life tragedies and the aftermath of years living too fast left severe consequences on her body. Etta James's weight once exceeded 400 pounds, making movement incredibly difficult. She even had to sit in a wheelchair to continue singing for her audience. The image of a musical legend with a massive frame taking arduous steps made many fans' hearts ache with pity. In our personal view, Etta James's physical change carried the sorrow of an era. It reflected the dark side of years of selfless dedication to art, where artists sometimes forget to take care of themselves. Her subsequent need for medical intervention to lose weight wasn't just to hold on to her looks, but truly a life-or-death battle to maintain her musical breath. Even though her appearance changed, Etta James's voice will forever remain a priceless legacy transcending time. But that is not all. Because right up next, you will be stunned to witness a seemingly invincible boxing monument who also collapsed under his own weight. Let's continue turning these surprisingly unexpected pages of memory. George Foreman. George Foreman was once the terror of every opponent in the global boxing ring. Mentioning him, people immediately remember a boxing machine with a physique sculpted like a statue, an undefeated warrior possessing devastatingly powerful punches. Foreman's youth was a glorious time where glory and physical strength intertwined to create an unshakable sports monument. He represented the absolute strength and endurance of a human being. Yet after announcing his first retirement, the former king's rhythm of life took a completely different turn. Moving away from the grueling intensity of training combined with an indulgent lifestyle caused his body to rapidly accumulate excess fat. His weight skyrocketed, reaching a level that made fans unable to recognize the lean champion of the past. The weight gain stripped away his agility, turning him into a middle-aged man with a heavy, bulky physique. Our Memory Vault channel believes that George Foreman's loss of form during this period was an inevitable consequence of the psychological emptiness that comes with leaving the limelight too soon. Nevertheless, this very weight gain became a part of the greatest comeback story in sports history later on. It shows that great men sometimes have to hit the rock bottom of their decline to find the motivation to rise once again. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross was a true gentleman of R&B, a man who possessed a voice as smooth as velvet, capable of soothing any sorrow. Anyone who lived their youth during those years has at least once immersed themselves in the romantic love songs he performed. Luther's image was associated with elegant suits, refinement in every gesture, and a gallant demeanor that captivated countless female fans. Despite brilliant success on his artistic path, few knew that Luther Vandross carried a profound loneliness within. To cope with pressure and psychological voids, he turned to food as a way to relieve stress. His life was an exhausting cycle of gaining and losing weight. At times, his weight increased to the point of completely shattering the image of the gallant romantic, leading to diabetes and severe blood pressure issues. Looking back at his journey, we cannot help but feel choked up. The weight gain of Luther Vandross was not simply a lack of dietary control, but it was a manifestation of emotional eating, a common psychological condition that rarely receives sympathy among celebrities. Our Memory Vault believes that behind that sweet voice was a soul bearing many wounds. He sang to soothe the world, but could not use music to heal his own illness of loneliness. Chaka Khan, honored with the title Queen of Funk, Chaka Khan brought a blazing energy and a wild, deeply captivating fashion style. Her explosive melodies rocked countless stages, large and small, around the world. At her peak, Chaka Khan was the icon of femininity, strength, and independence. Audiences remember her with her voluminous curly hair and a trim-toned physique, always moving restlessly under the flashing lights. As time passed, the frantic pace of endless tours combined with hormonal changes in middle age caused her body to start speaking up. Chaka Khan faced obesity as her weight rapidly increased, her once toned figure replaced by heaviness. This was followed by stern warnings from doctors regarding high blood pressure and the risk of diabetes. This transformation robbed her performances of their inherent agility, causing the fans who loved her from the very beginning to worry. We highly appreciate Chaka Khan's bravery in daring to face the changes brought by the laws of nature. For a female artist to accept the loss of her youthful figure is not easy. According to our Memory Vault, her story is a profound wake-up call about protecting one's health against the harsh grind of the entertainment industry. Sometimes, the very pressure of audience expectations is the catalyst that pushes artists down the path of neglecting themselves. Stepping away from the musical melodies for a moment, can you guess which illustrious Hollywood comedian traded his hearty laughter for an exhaustingly heavy physique? The answer in the next position will surely leave you stunned and heartbroken. Eddie Murphy. In the 80s and 90s, Eddie Murphy was the guaranteed name for the laughter of millions of families. From the big screen to the comedy stage, his innate talent and sharp charm propelled him to the pinnacle of fame. Audiences remember an agile, energetic Eddie with a signature laugh and a natural acting demeanor. He was a precious gem of the Hollywood film capital, a man who always brought positive energy wherever he went. However, as he passed his golden era, Eddie Murphy seemed to choose to step back behind the velvet curtains. Along with the quietness in his career came a massive change in appearance. From a lean actor, Eddie began to put on weight. His face became rounder, and his physique grew imposing. Rare photos captured by the media revealed a middle-aged man carrying many thoughts, having lost his former quickness and mischievous spark. From the analytical perspective of our Memory Vault, Eddie Murphy's change perhaps reflects a necessary quiet space in his soul. Sometimes gaining weight is a sign of letting go of the pressure to always maintain a perfect image before the public. We believe his subdued nature and heavier appearance during that period are proof that Hollywood's halo can drain a person's energy, making them crave an ordinary life, even if it means no longer keeping their youthful shape. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a name that has become legendary, a symbol of absolute majesty and power. In his youth, he possessed a rippling muscular physique and eyes that mirrored a ferocious beast ready to swallow any obstacle. Tyson's matches were not just sports, they were exhibitions of perfect physical prowess. The global audience once held its breath at the agile movements and bulging muscles of the youngest champion in history. Yet when the glory passed, his life veered into dark corners. Losing his direction after leaving the ring, his former iron discipline was replaced by indulgence. Depression and personal troubles led to terrifying weight gain. The Mike Tyson of those crisis years became heavy with belly fat replacing firm muscle. The once razor-sharp eyes were clouded by fatigue and deadlock, creating an image completely alien to the public. We at our memory vault feel a deep sense of regret when looking back at this phase of his life. Tyson's bulky figure at the time was the clearest testament to the devastation of losing one's life purpose. Muscles can be built through training, but once the will has collapsed, the body will quickly deteriorate along with it. His physical transformation is a costly lesson in holding on to oneself amidst the ups and downs of fate. Janet Jackson. As the younger sister of a king of pop, Janet Jackson built a distinct musical empire of her own. She was a symbol of seduction, a dancing machine with a slim figure and fiery curves. Every time Janet appeared on television or in magazines, she set a standard of beauty that millions of girls desired. Her relentless energy and dedication elevated her to an unparalleled position in the hearts of fans worldwide. However, a turbulent personal life, emotional breakups, and invisible pressure from the media backed Janet into a psychological corner. In the mid-2000s, she appeared with a look that sent the media into an uproar. Her weight spiked drastically, completely shattering the image of the seductive goddess from before. Janet seemed to use food as a protective shell, a safe haven to hide from the scrutinizing gazes and harsh judgments of the public. Through observation and assessment, the Our Memory Vault channel believes that judging women's physical appearances in the entertainment industry is incredibly cruel. Janet Jackson's weight gain did not deserve to be made into a joke, but needed to be recognized as a cry for help from a deeply wounded soul. We believe that the media's excessive scrutiny pushed her further into a dead end, and the weight gain was merely the tip of a hidden iceberg named depression. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah is a model of a multi-talented woman, a pioneer in hip-hop music and a veteran actress. With her calm demeanor, gentle smile, and regal aura, she always exudes a sense of solidity and reliability. Even though she didn't pursue Hollywood's frail, bony standards, Queen Latifah always shone brightly due to her fit, healthy physique and overflowing inner confidence. But life is rarely smooth. A family tragedy struck when she lost her most beloved older brother. The devastating shock of this loss crushed the Queen's resilient will. Drowning in profound grief, she no longer cared about looking after herself. Soul-comforting foods resulted in uncontrollable weight gain. There were times when Queen Latifah looked truly exhausted and heavy, and her bloated figure hid away her inherent radiance. From a storyteller's perspective, we deeply understand this pain. Queen Latifah's physical transformation was her body's way of reacting to the extreme agony of her soul. Our Memory Vault recognizes that when a heart is broken, maintaining one's appearance becomes utterly meaningless. Her experience with weight gain is the truest proof that even the strongest individuals sometimes need permission to be vulnerable and let go in order to navigate through pain. Martin Lawrence. Mentioning Martin Lawrence brings back a sky full of memories with roaring laughter. The star of the action comedy series once captivated audiences with his petite, agile appearance and highly expressive facial expressions. The energy Martin radiated seemed boundless, allowing him to dominate every frame. His youth was a series of relentless days on film sets dedicating lifetime roles to the comedy film industry. Along with the flow of time and the unceasing pressure from the film industry, Martin's health and spirit began to show signs of overload. Psychological issues and stressful legal battles drained the comedian's vitality. Audiences gradually noticed a slower Martin Lawrence, his body visibly heavier and his eyes carrying deep, exhausted traces. The halo of the past seemed too heavy for an aging shoulder to continue carrying. In our memory vault's view, the price of laughter is tears swallowed inside. Martin Lawrence's physical change is not merely the mark of time, but it is also the consequence of a lifestyle that drained his strength for the sake of art. We believe that every layer of excess fat appearing on his body is the result of sleepless nights pondering scripts and of the extreme stress a comedian must endure to please the world. Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker was once a Hollywood screen phenomenon with his rapid-fire speaking ability and charming comedic expressions. The dynamic duo in the movie Rush Hour broadcast his name globally. Back then, Chris was a lean young man full of life and possessing an explosive energy. His flexibility and body language was one of his sharpest weapons in conquering millions of demanding viewers. However, while at the peak of fame, Chris Tucker unexpectedly chose to step back, limiting his public appearances. During his long absence, his life changed drastically. When rare photos leaked out, the public was shocked to see an out-of-shape Chris Tucker, his face completely round and his physique much heavier. The agile figure of the past was gone, replaced by the image of a middle-aged man carrying a calm, somewhat quiet demeanor. Our perspective at our memory vault is that Chris Tucker's disappearance and weight gain were a conscious choice. Moving away from the glitz and temptations of Hollywood, he perhaps found peace in his soul, even if it meant trading away his former heartthrob appearance. This change reflects a phase where a person no longer wants to force themselves to meet society's strict expectations, but simply lives for themselves. Monique, the comedian and Oscar-winning actress Monique, always gave the impression of a strong, edgy woman who would never yield. Audiences remember her for her sharp jokes and acting style that touched the very depths of emotion. Although she had a plus-size figure quite early on, there was a time when her weight went far beyond control, causing countless difficulties in her daily life and creating major obstacles in her work. Behind the crisp laughter on stage, Monique had to wrestle with psychological voids and fractures in her family relationships. Fast food became her only solace during long, lonely nights. Weighing nearly 300 pounds made her steps heavy. Her clothes gradually became too tight, and exhaustion was a constant presence on the actress's face whenever the stage lights dimmed. We believe that Monique's weight gain story is typical of the tragedy of artists who bring joy to others but neglect themselves. Our memory vault realizes that her excess weight was not just physical fat, but the weight of frustrations and unspoken pains. Her subsequent determination to lose weight is a wonderful testament to the power of self-healing, as she realized she had to save herself before collapsing. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is an immortal monument of hip-hop music, a man possessing lightning-fast rapping speed and terrifying inner strength. Audiences of the 90s were familiar with a rugged, muscular Busta and his fiery performances. His physique was once a symbol of masculinity and authority, perfectly matching the gritty and powerful music he pursued throughout his career. But a series of terrible events occurred when he consecutively lost his beloved father and his longtime manager. Busta Rhymes completely broke down. Alcohol and an unhealthy lifestyle quickly destroyed his formerly muscular physique. He became severely obese, his weight shooting up to a dangerous level. He even had to face incredibly severe sleep apnea. The massive, heavy figure moving with difficulty completely overshadowed the image of the hip-hop king of the past. According to our Memory Vault's assessment, Busta Rhymes' fall carries a very tragic tone. A man with an exterior as hard as stone can also be shattered from the inside by the devastating power of losing loved ones. We can feel his despair through that physical transformation. It serves as a wake-up call, showing that depression in men, especially celebrities, is often subtly hidden beneath a rough exterior and prolonged drinking parties. Kanye West. Kanye West is not just a rapper. He is a musical genius and a fashion designer who created global trends. His pride, confidence, and sometimes audacity built a Kanye brand that cannot be mixed up. In his glorious years, he appeared in meticulously tailored outfits, showing off a trim physique and the demeanor of an emperor in the entertainment industry. Yet media pressure, excessive public expectations, and mental health issues gradually pushed Kanye into a dark abyss. There was a phase when he almost disappeared, and upon his return, the public saw a heavier Kanye hiding himself in baggy, oversized clothes. His face was swollen, and his dull eyes had lost their former sharpness. He seemed to use excess fat and thick layers of clothing as a shield to protect his torn soul. We at our Memory Vault view Kanye West's physical change as a deeply pitiable psychological phenomenon. When the brain works in overdrive, the body naturally finds a way to go on strike. His uncontrollable weight gain was the silent scream of a genius mind craving rest. The more the public criticized his appearance, the deeper they carved into the psychological wounds of an artist balancing on the fine line between greatness and collapse. Gabore Sidibe, rising as a phenomenon from the movie Precious Gabore Sidibe, entered Hollywood, bringing both glory and immense controversy. Without a glamorous beauty or a slender figure, she won over the audience with her innate acting talent. Even though she already had a plus-size figure when stepping into the industry, the overwhelming attention from the media created negative impacts on her health later on. Along with the pressures of fame, polycystic ovary syndrome caused Gabore to completely lose the ability to control her weight. Her body became increasingly massive, bringing with it imminent risks of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Being made the subject of mockery in the tabloids over her physical appearance plunged her into severe depression, and the cycle of anxiety and eating continued to drown the talented actress. Our perspective is that Hollywood is sometimes too cruel to those who do not fit stereotypical beauty standards. Gabore Sidibe's story is not the fault of laziness, but a battle against illness and prejudice. Our Memory Vault hopes that through her story, the audience will adopt a more forgiving view and reduce physical judgments, because behind every layer of excess fat might be the bitter tears of helplessness against illness and the harshness of public opinion. That was the story of 15 stars who had to go through the most precarious phases of their lives, where physical changes were merely the tip of hidden mental anguish. Hopefully, through this video, we will have a more empathetic view of the pressures of fame and simultaneously appreciate our own health more. We wish you all joyful and peaceful moments of rest with your family. If you found the content meaningful, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell to accompany our Memory Vault on future journeys of nostalgia. Goodbye and see you again.